So if you've been doing YouTube for any length of time, then you know that the struggle is real when it comes to balancing YouTube with life. If you're a parent trying to figure out how to balance family, kids, marriage, if you're single, trying to have a dating life and do YouTube while you got a full-time job, maybe you're going to school, I don't blame you for feeling maybe overwhelmed and like, how do you juggle it all? Because YouTube life is intense. Well, that's the topic of today's video, and let's dive in.
You gotta just press record.
Welcome back to the Think Media channel. My name is Sean Cannell, and on this channel, we bring you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. We've been going through some of your questions, and Breathe with Ty asked, what are some of the actions that you regularly take to help create space for family time in your life and time for just you and the wife? Definitely struggling with work-life balance right now. I know you don't know me, but I'm grateful for your presence in my life. Well, thank you, Ty. Appreciate you. And hope that this conversation doesn't just add value to you, but to everyone in our community that's trying to figure out the work-life balance hustle. So here's a couple tips. Number one is honor your season. What season are you in? When I knew I wanted to go all in on YouTube was the year that my wife almost died and she was hospitalized.
Sonia's over here in the hospital bed, and she is recovering.
I saw YouTube as this opportunity to provide for my family and to pay medical bills, and certainly an opportunity to also join the creator economy and create more freedom and make money and build a better lifestyle and do a lot of cool things. But like, that was the motivation. But saying that, we were aligned with doing YouTube full time. She saw the potential, she saw the opportunity to do it, and we went all in. It certainly would have been harder to grow a startup, grow a company with kids. It's possible, and I got tips for you, but you know, like, just honor your season. Like, be realistic with the season that you're in. Don't compare to somebody else. Like, you've got your own situation, your own circumstances, and you're in your own season. You got to have grace for that. Be self-aware of that. You don't have to use it as an excuse. I think you just are aware. You might be going slower because of it. That's okay. But there's still a way to figure it out. But number one, honor your season of life. Number two, balance is a myth. Balance is something to maybe strive for or shoot for. But what's funny about balance is, like, you really typically don't balance like work and family. For anybody that maybe is the main breadwinner and works 40 hours a week, you probably spend most of your time at work. Like, if you sleep 40, but then the other 40 is with your family and your kids. If you want to be successful at something, you need like massive action. It doesn't mean that you sacrifice other things forever. But like, sometimes you need a pattern interrupt. That's a self-awareness thing as well, that if you want to have success on YouTube, chasing balance might not be the thing that you want to ultimately chase. It's like an ever-moving target, if you will. So I think life's more about navigation. You got to know, let's go number three, clarify your priorities. My friend Rory Vaden on the Think Media podcast, he was talking about even the very definition of the word priorities is you can't have 30. You can't have 10. And really, you can't have more than one. It's technically not a priority. But if you probably have more than 3 priorities, then you have no priorities. You're just divided. So this season, what is the priority? And maybe it's like, this season, the priority is to save up money and really focus at work. Because if I save up money, then 6 months from now, I'll be able to take less hours at work to really go in on my online business, this self-awareness. So what are your priorities right now? Balance is a myth. It's something you can continue to strive for, but like, it'll probably be ever elusive, and you'll need to course correct. There was a season, especially when I was about 32, I'm 40 now, which is the last 8 years of Think Media, doing kind of like entrepreneurship, small business, YouTube full time. And I developed some health challenges from working so much at a computer and hustling so hard, and just the nature of building a small business. Does that have to happen to everybody? I don't think it does. You should get good ergonomics. This is a standing desk. This is an ergonomic keyboard. This is an ergonomic mouse. And I'm hitting the gym more and whatever. Like, health is a priority, not even just because it should be, but also because in reaction to different seasons, you've been sowing into your relationships. You've been investing in your health. You've been investing in your business. This thing over here needs some attention. You give some attention over there. So just a thought in regards to, what are your priorities for right now? And then maybe every month, if not every 3 months, even talking about, hey, what are our priorities for this next season? Which brings us to number 4, which would be like calendar blocking. What you're doing is you're looking ahead 3 months, 6 months, and putting your priorities on the calendar. You asked me in the question, what are some advice that you regularly do to help create space for family? And by the way, let me tell you, I've learned a lot in this. I've made mostly mistakes in this, and I'm always trying to grow and learn. So if I can just share with you the mistakes I've made from not thinking ahead and calendar blocking. And even recently, I've been making some like dumb mistakes with my wife's birthday recently came up, and it was an important event, and I didn't really have a lot of foresight for it. So I'm still doing dumb stuff, trying to learn from it. But we've also made some radical adjustments in the last 6 months where I'm looking ahead more and saying, family vacations, like gotta be on the calendar. Like time together gotta be on the calendar. Things with kids, I'm done working at 5 almost every single day, take the kids to the park, go on a walk with my mom, their grandma, 3 days a week. Like priorities, like these are the things. And so you put those on your calendar ahead of time, and they're unmovable. Those are the big rocks. And then even the small rocks, they fill around those other things. And then the sand, that's all the demands, the last minute things. So you can also say no. Big tip, say no to more stuff. Stop saying yes to everybody. Because also what can happen is your whole day fills up with sand, the tiny little things, and you never have any space for the big important things. Which brings us to tip number 5, which is the law of sacrifice. You got to give up to go up. You have the audacity to build a YouTube channel. You have the audacity to start a small business and want to get it to a place where like you can work from home and make your own choices and have passive income and have brands send you cool stuff and go on cool trips and like live that lifestyle and like write the stuff off because now it's a business expense. And like it's a pretty freaking dope lifestyle. Like the creator economy dream is real. And Goldman Sachs said that the next 3 years are going to be the best 3 years in the creator economy. Amazing. So future is bright, and like there's a real reason to build more freedom and build a business you love and be able to quit a job you hate and all of those things. So what can you cut out? And what can you say no to? Do you have to reply to every text? Do you have to go to everything that you're invited to? Do you have to volunteer at everything? You're probably doing too much. You got to sacrifice. My wife will tell you she has sacrificed a lot. And as we process through some of those things, we do also have to ask, like, we'll be able to tell our kids someday, Dad, Mom, like, how is it we're living different than other people? And how is it this life that you've created and some of these things? Kids, we sacrificed. I don't think there's success without sacrifice. I think the big key is knowing what can and can't and shouldn't be sacrificed. But a lot of us, let's get into not just leisure, dumb stuff. Go into your phone right now and tell me in the comments when it says, how much screen time did you do this last month? You can pause the video. It's bad, right? Oh, I'm working on my YouTube channel. No, you're not. I mean, maybe you are, but you know what I mean? It's like, that's a lot of time that you could regain. Number 6 is set boundaries. So this kind of ties into what you're going to say no to. How much stuff are you saying yes to that you shouldn't? You want to define your values before you get in the situation. Like, for example, if you've made a decision to be faithful to your spouse, that's a good decision. No matter what, like whether things are hard or whatever, like that's the decision, and I've made that decision ahead of time. But the point is, you've predefined what your values are and even what your boundaries are. And by the way, if it's not written, it's not real. Write out a plan for this next season. And then number 7, create leverage. This one is probably the biggest one, and this ties all the way back then into seasons though. So to create leverage, I mean this. Number 1, buy back your time. Now, if you have no money, you can't really buy your time. What you have is time. So my wife and I, we didn't have any money, but we also didn't have kids. So I was freaking hustling to grow Think Media and to make as many videos as possible and to rank videos and affiliate marketing and all the different stuff that we did to get money. And then what did I do with money? I buy back my time. How do you buy back your time? You hire a video editor. That just bought me back the 4 to 8 hours it took me to edit the video. You hire a house cleaner. That just bought me the 1 to 2 hours it took to clean the house, or that my wife would clean the house. And she is our CFO, co-founder of Think Media, co-owner of Think Media, CFO of Think Media. And so if she's going to be working in the business, we can spend time with our kids morning, night. But 5 days a week, we typically have a nanny from 8 to 5, or roughly. We got to pay for that. And you might say, like, nice for you, but to say, and I agree, it's a huge blessing to be able to say that. So buy back your time. That creates leverage. So if you don't have money though, then like season number 1, it's like sacrifice whatever is reasonable, make a money plan. And once you get money, buy back your time. That creates leverage. Building a team creates leverage. Sometimes at night we're too exhausted to like do a date. So she was like, I like doing coffee dates. It doesn't have to be a date night. Figure out what works in the season. And then, by the way, create leverage. Number 3 is also rank videos. I heard one person put it this way: a ranked YouTube video is like an employee you pay once that works for you for free for weeks, months, and years to come. So you're like, I can't hire anybody, but can you rank a video? Think about it. If I make a video about these JBL Endurance Peak 3 headphones, which by the way, the reason I bought these was because I was searching for workout headphones and found out of all the YouTube reviews, these were the ones that were recommended. Maybe 10 creators, 20 creators get my view. And then eventually I find a creator and I hit their description and I see the 5 top they recommended and which one, and I click through and they get my affiliate link. They posted that video a year ago. They just made some passive income. So even though they made that video a year ago, they are making money today because I was looking for a problem that I wanted solved. And so that's why we're obsessed with ranking videos. That's why literally our YouTube course and membership program is called Video Ranking Academy. Because in my opinion, if you value family and freedom and you don't want to just be a slave to the algorithm, being intentional about creating evergreen content and not just trending content, creating content that has a shelf life and not just content that expires, is a big deal. Ultimately, create leverage, buy back your time, build a team, rank videos. And you might be like, Sean, easy for you to say you have money now. I didn't always have money, bro. I didn't always have money, Rebecca. I didn't always have money, Lewis. If those are your names, I'm just making up names right now. We all got to start at 0. We all got to work our way up. I didn't have an inheritance. I was waiting tables. I was working my full-time job. And in my after hours, side hustle, law of sacrifice, building up the YouTube thing. But as soon as you get money, and maybe you have a high paying job and it seems weird to you, like, oh man, my YouTube channel's not making money, but like, I don't know if I want to hire an editor. Bro, if you have money, but the thing that you don't have is time, then spend your money on time. That changed my life to think that way. And it was hard too, because I was like, oh, I could just work harder. I could just do more. I can just, buy back your time. And by the way, a couple things. One, if you want to learn more about ranked videos, you can check out our free class at thinkmasterclass.com. I just updated it. Imagine just getting to sit over my shoulder and learn how to make videos that you create once that pay you every day, even if you're not uploading new videos or not, because that style of video, I believe, is the best video that will get you to date night. Not only will it pay for date night, but you'll be making money when you're not working so that you can continue to expand your world, not just by more time and effort trading your time for money, but by creating leverage because you're making a particular type of video called ranked videos. And then the second thing is there's a friend of mine, Dan Martell, wrote a book called Buy Back Your Time. And so if you click or tap the screen, you could check out my Think Media podcast interview with him, because this topic, I've been studying it for probably 10 years and Dan blew my mind. And if you want to watch that video, click or tap the screen, smash like if you enjoyed this one. What are your questions about YouTube? My name is Sean Cannell, your guide to building a profitable YouTube channel, and I can't wait to connect with you in the next video.